Hey y'all, it's Wildcat6305 coming at you from Ike's Treehouse outside of Atlanta, Georgia, formerly outside of Augusta. Coming with the channel update today. Uh, I guess it was 3 days ago now. Young Grasshopper made his top 20 Access and Allies YouTubers list, and somehow, well, top 20, he said top 10, but there were 10 ties, so top 20, I guess. But somehow I made the cut. Really shocked about that. Really shocked about that. I was very flattered, and that was very unexpected to me to be put on that same caliber, to be put on the same list, other than just human beings on the same planet as Young Grass. Well, he left himself off, but General Hand Grenade and Sired Blood and Hilltop Pillbox and the entire gambit of Axis and Allies players that have a lot more experience and a lot more games. A lot more games and a lot more videos and followers than what I have. But I thought it was awesome, and I just want to thank Young Grasshopper from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos and thinking that highly of me, and it just really means a lot. Really, really encouraging to me to keep me doing what I'm doing, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. Keep on doing it, I guess. And really, Young Grasshopper, I credit him with being the reason that I got into Axis and Allies in the first place. But I'll cover more on that. But as I mentioned, just a few of the names, and I binge Axis and Allies videos, so I've probably seen your channel, and I've watched your videos. But just some of the main ones are, or the main ones that everybody talks about. But Young Grasshopper, obviously, but General Hand Grenade. Watched a ton of his videos. I think I watched every one of his videos as they come out. Sired Blood, the same thing. Just really kind of starting off in the customizations and seeing what they did. But Sired Blood, and some of his progression. Now, granted, I haven't been to the bloodbath. I'm not going to this bloodbath, but it's just kind of funny how when I read his rule set, and I started a project a couple of years ago to start my own rule set, how similar they were, or maybe that's just a natural place to go. But the Hilltop Pillbox, really, he was probably the first one where I saw this game 36, 39 being played, and he does a lot of playtime of Axis and Allies, D-Day, some of those special Axis and Allies. Just seeing that play and just very inspiring and explaining things. I feel like he and I I feel like the times that he was posting videos and I was watching them, I felt like General Hand Grenade was like a couple of months ahead of me. It was like, oh, I got to get this game. So, sometimes I don't know if that's what was happening or not. But Der Kunstler, DK, Young Grasshopper was talking about DK's kind of gone under the radar lately, which I don't think was a surprise to a lot of us, because I think, like probably most of us, this hobby can be very consuming, and I think DK wanted to kind of make sure his priorities were straight. But thankfully he left his videos up for us, so we can still see those, because some of the information that he had and the creativity, it was just awesome to see that. And his story is just a very strong testimony and story on top of that. He's just a great person. Rank Carcass is another one. Just being able to see his Global 36 and how he's kind of like me and puts in a bunch of expansions, and seeing the homogeny, and maybe that's why I say he's like me, because apparently we're both tied for number 7. But the homogeny of what you need to do, and like some of the chips ideas. Like right now it's out of the camera screen, but I don't have medium bombers I'm just using the white chips as, showing left, or light, or whatever it is, from strategic bombers. Just seeing that, I can buy a bag of 50 chips for $5 and test out a rule before I go and make a full on investment. So, into buying medium bombers from HBG. I'm sure Doug would enjoy me rather just buy the medium bombers, and I wouldn't regret it, right? But just seeing him and seeing the way that he kind of does it, and he's kind of like me, plays on a budget. So sometimes it's easy to see all the cool stuff that everybody has, but working up to that. GI Joe, he's another one. He's across town from me now, of the small town called Atlanta. Hopefully I plan to be getting up with him sometime, but we're already been in contact, and he's a great guy. Love all of his videos. If anything, it shows, when Cireblood makes something, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no way I can do that. But when G.I. Joe shows he makes it, and it's like and it looks as good as what Cireblood does, I'm like, I might be able to pull this off, so it makes me feel good. G.I. Joe is a great guy. And then, let's see, Big E. I know Young Grasshopper talked about how he's kind of gone off the radar as well. But Big E, he was the one that he was my first shout out. And that just sticks in my memory. But he said, hey, check out Wildcat 6305 and on one of his videos, and that just really kind of brought it out to me. And while we're on the topic, that's one thing too I want to go ahead and say. So my name is Wildcat 6305, not 6305, 63, like 62, 63, 64, 6305. All right. And finally, I just want to thank the community for being there and being supportive, the A&A forums and everything. It's just a great community to be a part of. Felt myself getting long-winded, so I knew I needed to stop and restart the video before it cut off on me. But I just want to also kind of give a little about me history. Just a little bit about my A&A history. And really, I've been playing strategy games for a long time now. Mostly probably like computer games, all the Command and Conquers, Age of Empires, the Total Wars, all those strategic Company of Heroes. I mean, that'd be a miss to leave out Company of Heroes, all of those. World War II strategy game. But playing those, and then also I've been playing Risk. I mean, I probably got my first Risk set when I was probably 9 years old or somewhere around there. Got it for Christmas one year, and that's really what kind of lit the fire for me. I've always, in playing the Command and Conquers and stuff like that, I just remember playing that and think, man, I wish I had a game that had these pieces that had this richness to it. Even in playing in Risk, the vanilla Risk rules are kind of flat when you compare to that. And because of that, I mean, Lord of the Rings, and I have Lord of the Rings Risk and all that kind of stuff too. But the plain out of box Risk rules, I just kind of found that to be plain. And I started playing A&A before I knew what A&A was. And what do I mean by that? I started trying to develop like Riskopoly. So, and it's probably out there, but at that point in time, high school, middle school, not really, the internet's there, but it's not what it is now. And trying to find Riskopoly rules, you didn't have these big forums like you do now, or if you did, I didn't know about it. And so just trying to come up from scratch. I'd heard people talking about playing Riskopoly where you play Risk on a Monopoly board, essentially, but I was wanting to play, add Monopoly elements to the Risk board game. And really didn't see that. So I was kind of coming up with my own rules of like, how many dollars do you get, and buying troops and all that kind of stuff. And really was trying to develop that. when in college I heard people talking about A&A and Axis and Allies, or I was talking about my Riskopoly project, and they were like, "Oh, that kind of sounds like Axis and Allies," and I was like, "What's Axis and Allies?" They're like, "Well, it's what you explained, but it's set in World War II." I was like, "Oh, well, okay, whatever." Just kind of put that on the back burner. Really didn't think twice about it. Fast forward to about 7 years, 8 years, and had gotten into playing Catan, Settlers of Catan, and I was looking up Catan videos, and somehow or another I stumbled across Young Grasshoppers Axis and Allies channel, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is awesome!" I was like, that's what I was been trying to come up with all this whole time." And so just got immersed and just watched all the now deleted Young Grasshopper videos of just kind of showing the board, showing this monstrosity of a board and all the pieces, the Navy, the naval units, the planes, all that kind of stuff. And I just instantly fell in love. And so that was probably about January of 17, and by March of 17, I remember I was working overtime at work one night, and I was already kind of thinking, well, what am I going to do with this overtime money? And I'm like, hey, I'm going to buy a Global 40. So I went ahead and bit the bullet, and that's when I started my Global 40 playing experience, I guess, is in 17. So I've been playing Axis and Allies for just barely over 2 years now, and this far along. So I know most people will talk about, oh, I've been playing Axis and Allies for like 20 years and 30 years or whatever since the mid 80s. Well, I mean, I was born in the late 80s, so I can't be telling you that I've been playing since the mid 80s. But I mean, I've only been at this a couple of years, but I've just really kind of immensely fallen in love with it and enjoy it. And and it just my YouTube channel came out of that from the time that I was starting to play. I started doing customizations and getting on the forums, and really felt like, oh, I need to show. Like, I can't accurately describe in the forum my customizations that I did. So then I started my YouTube channel, and then next thing you know, I'm talking about house rules, and then my house rules are continually evolving. And then I just realized one day, I'm like, hey, my house rules are pretty much turning into Global 1936, so I should just play 1936, right? And then just tweak that rather than trying to retool Global 40 to be 1936, Global War 1936 through 45. So bit the bullet, and I got into Global War 1936 through 45, and really a part of that house rule customization, I would say Der Kunstler was probably a big encouragement. Not necessarily direct contact, but just watching his videos and seeing his rule set of his game, and just being encouraged that there is somebody else out there that is trying to change and go away from the mainstream let's play Global 40, like what I felt like what was being saturated on YouTube at the time. But I mean, but after that though, I've gotten into Global War, and I'm been really excited about it. And right now I'm in the middle of July 1938. So on this game I got, it's the UK's turn. So I've been posting videos for each calendar year, and this is a hobby to me. It's not something that I'm doing all the time. So as I play, I'm doing videos. So it may take me a week and a half. It may take me a month to get a video out, but I'm playing at my pace and my speed that I want to play because I'm doing this in my spare time for fun. After I get done this playthrough, I'm probably going to do some other videos, set something else up, play some of my other games, Scythe, War of the Ring, or maybe start doing some expansion videos and tutorials, or I may do those as I'm playing, as I'm finishing out my solo game, my Automa 2, as I'm calling it. but yeah, but after that, I'm probably I may start another video series on, one of those other games, Catan, Scythe, something like that. But that's just a little bit about me. And once again, I just want to thank everybody, thank every one of my subscribers, and just thank you for sticking around and watching these videos. Because I mean, like I said, I'm really not doing it for the likes. I'm just kind of doing it for well, it started out kind of to get my ideas and my customizations out, and also just for my friends as they come over to be able to do tutorials, which I haven't done a single one yet, but to make a tutorial so then I don't have to spend time explaining how to play a game. I can just tell you, hey, go watch my YouTube video before you come over to my house, and maybe that can speed us up in getting into the game. But yeah, but thank you for watching my videos, and like if you subscribe if you like, and see you next time.